गुड मॉर्निंग। मैं डॉक्टर दीपांकर बैनर्जी बोल रहा हूँ फ्रॉम जबलपुर, फ्रॉम आइडियल फर्टिलिटी आईवीएफ एंड जेनेटिक सेंटर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड। ये हमारा वीकली प्रोग्राम होता है जो हम यूट्यूब कमेंट सेक्शन से क्वेश्चंस लेके उनका वीडियो बनाने का प्रयास करते हैं ताकि आप तक, आपके घर में आपके आंसर्स पहुँच सकें। मैं एक गायनिकोलॉजिस्ट हूँ विद स्पेशल इंटरेस्ट इन रिप्रोडक्टिव मेडिसिन एंड फीटल मेडिसिन। हम रेगुलर आईवीएफ, ब्लास्टोसिस ट्रांसफर, इक्सी, मेल इनफर्टिलिटी और साथ में फीटल मेडिसिन और जेनेटिक्स में गर्भस्थ शिशु की जांच और जेनेटिक रोगों की रोकथाम के लिए बहुत काम करते हैं। ये हमारा साप्ताहिक प्रोग्राम है। मैं देवेंद्र जी से अनुरोध करता हूँ, प्लीज गो अहेड विद द क्वेश्चंस।
Very good morning, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग।
I have done my NIPT test, but report did not come due to fetal growth not coming.
If I put this question in a proper perspective and I give this answer in English, it is very important for the non-English speaking people also, those who cannot understand in English, but I will put it in Hindi also, in other language. But whenever NIPT test done, be careful about that. This test is very good for Down syndrome only. That means there are NIPT test, the lady is pregnant and her blood is taken and this baby's DNA is circulating in the mother's blood, and this baby's DNA along with maternal DNA, it is circulating in maternal blood. So we take out the blood and this blood will contain maternal, this is cell, this is nucleus and this is DNA. So this is a cellular DNA. When there is a cell break, this DNA comes out. When this comes out, it also breaks. So it is a cell-free DNA. So there are two types of cell-free DNA in maternal circulation, mother's circulation. One is mother's cell-free DNA and other is baby's cell-free DNA or fetal cell-free DNA. That means if we can extract this fetal DNA from maternal circulation, then we can understand the DNA status of the baby also. But because it is fractured DNA, it is broken DNA, it is still not possible to know every disease of the baby by mother circulating fetal DNA. So the fetal DNA being used for extra chromosome 21, extra chromosome 18, extra chromosome 13 and X and Y. This extra chromosome 21 is called Down syndrome, extra 18 is called Edwards syndrome, extra 13 is called Patau's syndrome, extra X and Y is a separate issue. But these are the most common thing. This cell-free DNA test is called non-invasive because we are not invading the pregnancy. So non-invasive, prenatal because it is at the time of pregnancy. Now, should we call it as a diagnosis? No. It is a test. Still, it is a test, but we call it as a NIPS. It is a screening test. Should this screening test give the exact report or diagnostic report? No. But it gives a very good idea about extra 21. So this test is good for extra 21, that is for Down syndrome. Lesser quality wise by Edward and Patau's and 18 and 13 and sex chromosomes. So it can be used for Down syndrome. Now, if you send this maternal blood to lab and lab doesn't give you any report, the report is not generated. That means either this cell-free DNA from the baby is less, or whenever there is a problem with the 18 and 13, the DNA production by the baby into the maternal circulation is usually less. So there might be no call, no report. This is called no call. So be careful that it might be due to poorer DNA concentration, that is called fetal DNA fraction. It should be more than 4% of total cell-free DNA. So it is called fetal fraction. If it is less, then this report will not be generated. If it is not generated, then think about 13, 18, and then this has to be done by invasive test, that is amniocentesis, not chorion biopsy. Why? Because chorion again gives report from placenta. This cell-free DNA is coming from placenta, not exactly the baby. So it is not giving the exact idea about the baby. It gives idea about the placenta, which is usually like baby. I'm word using usually. So, but for 21, it is a good test. But if it is 21 comes positive, then don't take it as a diagnostic. Get confirmation by amniocentesis and then take decision. So these are the very important aspects of non-invasive prenatal screening test. नहीं NIPT का जो ये डिटेल्ड आंसर था, ये थोड़ा बड़ा था, इसलिए मैं इसको यहाँ पर क्लोज कर रहा हूँ एंड मैं दूसरे क्वेश्चंस अलग से ले रहा हूँ. ये वीडियो अलग NIPT के लिए रखा रहेगा.